put this. Okay, so let it rip.
So the way I did this project and the way I just think in general is kind of as future thinking. So I wanted to bring in the 7th generation principle, which is a indigenous concept to think of the 7 generations who are coming after you and the 7 generations that are coming before, that came before you. And 7 generations in the future at its most conservative is 175 years. And at most optimistic with increased standards of living, later birth times, it could be 280. And what would that world look like? It would probably be in some socialist transition, not profit motive above all. And we would the world would be more developed in general. There'd be a lot of Africa, other parts of South America, would be more development. This would increase the interconnectedness of the world, and as well as win-win cooperation, and definitely probably the expansion of the Belt and Road Initiative, which is currently going on in the world. And then high tech, there will be way more high tech. They'll need way more components, way more small things. There will probably be a space economy, probably going into mining of the asteroids to supplement mining on Earth. All of this equals a lot more trade. And what will Alaska need to prosper in this world? A strong economy, the increased personal income for the residents, and increased state income to maintain all the infrastructure. And then healthy ecosystems. Alaska has a way of life that is more subsistence or going hunting. Miss Loloka's family already does it, and to maintain that with the modern population, you have to do planned rejuvenation and monitoring of populations. Yeah. And how do we stay relevant? Well, we need to advantage our geo-economic location. We're already 4th largest cargo hub in the world, and we'll need high-speed rail to facilitate that with a land bridge, become a global logistic hub, and excel at cargo and tourism. Alaska is fundamentally opposed with any aggression with Russia and China due to the fact that we're right next to them, and China's already our largest trading partner. Their close proximity brings close economic opportunity. With the land bridge connecting here with the Belt and Road Initiative expanding to be able to supply the lower 48. Yes. Now, next part. We can have an economy that is beyond exploiting the land, because currently we're a resource-based economy with oil, natural gas, fish, and all this stuff. But the oil and natural gas, that will run out. Wait, let's get to, oh, sorry. Something that can sustain us for millennia. In the future, there will always need some type of cargo logistic hub with a global high-speed rail. This can, either way, trying to build something that provides for all, including humans and animals. Overview, goals, and theoretical presumptions. Overview, I'm just going to read word for word on this. The Pan-Northwest Arctic Rail Interconnected System, otherwise known as POLARIS, a reference to the North Star symbolizing guidance and connection in the north. POLARIS is a state-owned high-speed rail network connecting all of Alaska's ports and people. POLARIS will use a 4-use train, passenger transport, civilian car transport, cargo transport, and renewable energy grid inlaid in POLARIS's tracks. The POLARIS land bridge, aka Beringia, a play on words with the ancient land mass, which is Beringia, is a reconnection to the rest of the world in a process that has taken 11,000 years. Polaris will use its geo-economic position to attract trade, transfer cargo effectively, and attract tourism. Polaris will use profits and cargo from tourism to subsidize ticket prices for residents and other programs. Goals: connect north and provide low-cost transport to residents, take advantage of our geo-economic potential, transition from the resource-based economy to a cargo economy. This is the overview of everything. Now, theoretical assumptions. The US empire and Canada have fallen due to their own internal contradictions, and a communist party has taken up power, with socialist construction has begun. Considerations: Alaska has a large land mass, has under 1 million people, so small population, and vast wilderness, and its global position is very advantageous. Resources will run out. Gas, I know from my mom that works at the electric company that natural gas will run out in 10 years around here. So we have to transition to sign for the future, a prosperous future for all. With all the theoretical assumptions that overview the goals, we are standing at the edge of possibilities. The layout idea. The layout is not static. It should not be designed by me, but this is just an idea. We have a main maglev track that's from the land bridge connecting from China and Russia up to here, going down to the lower 48. Mainly for cargo, but then off from that, there will be other rails coming off, which I'll show with some graphics soon. The pilot projects, the first railways to be built will probably be from like Anchorage, Fairbanks, and Nome, then Whitehorse, and Seattle, and then expansion. There will be tribal-led in a way, because if they want any edits or stuff to the way it interacts with, or whatever layout it is, it can be led. I was hoping they also could be upgradable to fully maglev in the future, but the idea, Nome or any other place around this peninsula would be a main cargo hub with the opening of the sea passages, which is right here. With the passages opening, they can, people from Europe can bring cargo ship, come up here, drop it off. Something from here, or China could come already send some cargo preloaded, send it to Australia or whatever island nation they need. So it's a double use.
Is it like season dependent, because doesn't it freeze over in the winter? Right.
But this would allow some of the branching. This can connect all of Kenai, probably either a bridge there or some other thing if we need to there. This, I didn't do it real detailed because this is where I meant our tribal-led expansion, but to connect it all. But the way we can find the best route that's more efficient, that connects it all, humans have already tested this. So slime mold, it's used because it's able to find the path between nutrients really efficiently. So the way you do it is we would get like a big topographical map that has like the accents and mountains and the rivers of all of Alaska. You would exaggerate them if you don't want them to go over like a mountain. You place the food on like a big piece of food on Anchorage, and then distribute it based on the population centers or a population map too. And then it will spread out. It will spread out at first, but then it will find efficient routes. And they paired this up with the Japanese subway system, and it got pretty close, but that's the way for us to quickly find the path, and then we could edit it how we need for human needs. The rail, we'll have it on a raised rail. This ties into the goal of having healthy ecosystems, because raised rail has benefits for all the animals will be able to go under. There's no impediment of the natural cycles of the herds and other species. This also has permafrost benefits with the world warming up. Raised rail is more durable when the land is moving, so it can stay in place and be more stable. It's easier to also maintain as well, to maintain all the tracks and etc. And you can also then inlay an electric grid connecting all of stuff. That's another slide. Let me get to before you train. It's meant to be versatile for how versatile Alaskan life can be, with passenger cargo cars. We already have a real world example in Alaska, being Whittier. That used to be where you would have to, before they made the tunnel, you would have to drive on top of a train and then you would be pulled through. And also cars allowing a section for just like you can put your car on there, could allow the option if you wanted to you could make like cheaper tickets too, like very cheap, which is, I mean, the goal is already to get like a ticket at $50 if you're anywhere in Alaska, and with the electric grid, it's inlaid in the tracks. It will connect all of our generation spots. So we are on the Ring of Fire. We have a nice coastal area. We could put a bunch of windmills, tidal windmills as well. We could make some thermic plants, and that can be connected through the railway infrastructure and connects it all. This can power all of Alaska to the cities, to most rural villages. The trains could be fully powered by renewables, and if we make even more extra energy, we can sell that to other places in the world. Residential use, commuting to work. People in Eagle River, Wasilla, already have to commute to work, and villages, they have a low unemployment rate, which facilitates because there's low job opportunities there, and that has poverty and all that. And when there is a way to go to work that only takes an hour, say you're freaking up here and need to get to Fairbanks, it could be like 30 minutes instead of like a 2 days or by plane or whatever. And this allows like different types of ways of living. You could live out in the valley but still work in Anchorage because it'd be a fast train. And you could have vacations across the state to Whitehorse, California, etc. This allows more of to live, to just be in recreation. You can visit any of the beauty of Alaska. You can see it through the window out of your train, and you can access more hunting and fishing spots, or trapping, like Mr. Peterson that goes out, and I was interviewing him a little bit to get his ID on this. And you can bring a car or not. It allows flexibility. Tourism. Tourism slogan you could imagine hearing is from Utiagvik to Shika, the Arctic to the rainforest. Experience all the diversity of Alaska. Book your trip today. The reason we need rail is the same reason we attract tourism. And do any of you know what that reason is? Vast wilderness. We have vast landmass. All this vastness allows a lot of beauty, a lot of rejuvenation. If we increase with ecotourism, we have vast landscapes. We've got the caribou herds, and we can have designated caribou herd trips and tourism things. They stop upon the rail, and you can overlook the migration of the caribou running under you. All the tickets sales from tourism could be directly allocated towards rejuvenating the populations of animals, as well as any staving off climate change effects. You could also then imagine a global itinerary from the tip starting from the tip of Africa all the way to the tip of South America with this infrastructure. Or it's showed this, but this just shows how we could be multimodal in our cargo hub transportation as a air, land, and sea.
And that's viewing like the globe from above, okay? Your phone should be stowed in the thing over here, FYI.
And we're already the 4th largest cargo hub, so why not aim for the 1st? We will have it around Nome, as I've said. And this, either way, the cargo is a moneymaker. It allows us to pay for all the infrastructure, the maintenance, any of the profits from the cargo, etc. This reduces prices for Alaskans overall, because we already have a high cost of living due to having to ship stuff up here. And a gallon of milk, for example, in the villages can be $30 a gallon. So with that infrastructure, it can actually reduce the prices to normal. And with cargo, it allows us to have a potential in the future space economy. We can have with our being on the Ring of Fire, we can have thermally, like volcanically powered forges for metal processing. And since we would kind of be considered the center of the world due to the land bridge now, we could vie for contracts for the asteroid mining industry to send the minerals into the Gulf of Alaska, and we can take those and process them in a it's ecological processing because it's volcanically powered. And then we could distribute it with the rail infrastructure across the world wherever that extra metal needs due to space mining. And Beringia, the land bridge, original name Beringia. The way it will happen is a underground tunnel allowing the passage of cargo ships, and also that has been done before in an example for Britain to France. There's already a tunnel under the ocean.
Under the English Channel, yes.
Yes. With the land bridge, it makes us the most competitive, reducing travel time by from days to hours. Because this is how we can get that's why we can get investment or interest from China, because they're already world's factory in a way. They already send stuff by cargo to us in other places. This allows, instead of 20 hours, it can be 6 to 8 hours. And the land bridge mostly just allows us to unlock Alaska's potential. Job creation and state income. This would create thousands of jobs across the state, and many more around the world due to the new opportunities with logistics infrastructure. Alaska would create a lot of jobs in construction, maintenance, cargo, logistics of that cargo, and tourism, ecological restoration and management of those management of environments for tourism, and just general prosperity and well-being of the people. Profits go to yearly government costs, reducing taxes for the working class, creating social programs for people, ecological maintenance and restoration.
Testing is over, so I am able to make an announcement. And students, if you did dress up for today, please come on down to the front office area, have your picture taken for our Spirit Day picture. Thank you.
Stimulate small business growth across the state. We get all the profits to come from also not just the tickets, but from cargo tax, anything in and out of basically the world economy, transporting from the big landmass to the other big landmass. will come through us. And there's already standard practice of cargo taxes for like transporting the cargo. So this just means a lot more income. Automation. With the future automation, it can provide a synthesis for the old ways and the new ways. With the profits still going to the villages and the places where those originate, and this can then allow more freedom and like people can choose to either integrate and go to the cities, or they can stay out in the villages, and be engaged in the way of life as much as they want. How it's paid for. ACE, the American Communist Party program, already has the construction of a state, like a North American wide railway infrastructure, same way China and some other places in the world have. Nationalized Alaskan oil industry, because if we didn't have that, we'll have that. The oil industry will now allow us to have control over its direction. We can instead of having like a 22% tax on it, we would get all of the profits, and we can use that to transition our economy away from it and to pay for the infrastructure that we'll need for the future. It's already our main source of income, so it shouldn't be privately accumulated. Also, we don't even process our own oil that we make too. But even without that, we would have the new development bank in China, which focuses on developing underdeveloped places in the world, as well as China has the investing strategy of where they're looking at future returns, not just immediate. So with ours being future thinking, with that global railway, they're interested in transporting cargo at a lesser time, that they would have interests. The BRI, the BRICS countries, any of these would have interest in a land bridge connecting the rest of the world. And either way, my job in this presentation was not to be very specific with that, because socialist job to see the possibilities, I guess. And any questions?
Is this just like your own idea of what you want to happen, or is this like already an established plan that's going through?
I don't know if it's established for Alaska, but a lot of the Belt and Road Initiative, that one, the land bridge map was from the Schiller Institute. They advocate for that, for a global railway system and non-aggression with countries with Russia and China. But this is it's my original idea in the sense of putting it all together in this way, but it's pulled from different places.
Where is Anchorage the only place? Anchorage, Seward, and are they the only places with railroads at the moment in Alaska?
It goes all the way to Fairbanks.
Yeah, right
Fairbanks?
here to there, basically.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think it's a great idea. Well, like, I thought about it, and it was just like, you could do this, you could do so many bad things with this. Like, I was thinking about all the bad things people could do. Like, you could imagine, it could be cheap too. You could if you were wanted, or you went and killed I don't know, or robbed a bank, or killed a bunch of people, you could get away on the railroad and it wouldn't even cost that much.
Yeah.
And then there's just so many, I thought about it, and there's a lot of bad things, or a lot of ways people that even the people who make this and stuff, if it was to happen, you could take advantage of it so easily for an insanely cheap price.
Yeah. Yes, but that goes into socialist construction. It wouldn't be about punishing. It would be punishing the criminals, about addressing the root cause of crime, which is poverty. And with this, trying to alleviate that, create prosperity. Why do you need to rob a bank? Why do you need to do all these things if the economy is if the economy is for social ends?
Yeah, it's just there's people that are just somebody just decides one day. It's not anything can change that, or it's not anything, it's just them just deciding to do it.
Sure, yeah. I think a crime like that might be around for like a while until like, but I still don't see it as a reason to limit the prosperity for all that is with that potential.
Well, I think about too, about the cost of goods in rural places that have no road access, like, you know, we're not used to paying, you know, $15 for a gallon of milk, right? But being able to transport goods for a much more economical place means that they're not struggling to afford the things that they would like to afford, you know, so, that's some of the things I think about too. But also, global transit on a larger scale. Think about how much it costs to fly out of Alaska. I mean, to go anywhere in this world, most of the time you have to fly to Seattle, and then on top of that, you have some kind of a ticket to go somewhere else. Like, you know, and if it's around any holidays, all of the airlines tack $1,000 on it.
Mm.
So, like, to try to fly during spring break, it's about $1,000 more per ticket. Or around winter break, $1,000 more.
I don't know, for some reason I keep thinking about like all the bad people who could just travel anywhere in the world and just do whatever.
Well, I don't think it's just get on a train willy-nilly. I'm sure in the case of this, there would be background checks like TSA. Like, there would be people, you'd have to present your papers, you'd have to present your passport. I mean, you're not just gonna get on a train and say, see you later.
Yeah, like, cause you're still going, if you're like trying to get out of the country, you're still going to go through borders. There's probably going to be some type of either some global like officer that just checks everyone during the border stops and have like a camera that corresponds with the official government, or there will be like you actually have to stop the train and be checked.
Well, just going in and out of Mexico, we had to walk up to a kiosk, and before we went through the kiosk, it took our picture, and it wouldn't let you go through unless it got a good
full face.
fix, you know, like you're facing directly. So they have a photo of you, then you go next to the person. Like, I mean, they're very much more particular than America. I was like, wow, okay. Yeah, so, I mean, and even when I bought rail tickets to go to Talkeetna with my grandson, I had to show an ID to pick up my tickets at the depot downtown. So it's not like you just get on a train and no one knows who you are. I mean, you have to present some sort of ID to actually get your ticket to get on there, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, good job, thank
Thank
you,
you.
good job. This is his final project for sci-fi, so he's thinking, you know, futuristic